Hey, what's happening, Ward Wrestling Live? We're here with another amazing wrestling mind in our country, amazing coach, and now he's created an amazing app, the Reevuu app, for coaches to kind of break down their athletes and get them in the right direction. Easier way to show it to them, and it's pretty damn cool. He himself was a two-time New Jersey State champ, wrestled at NC State and Ryder, and he I believe your dad started the wrecking crew, right? And then you kind of took it over coming out of Ryder.
He did. There was so we, growing up, there was a little league called Grapevine League, and all the dads and coaches of the local towns saw that they had some guys that could be successful. They got it together. They got it started back in 1993. This is going back. And then by 1997, we had our own location and we were running practices, multiple practices throughout the season, throughout the off season, and a lot of Jersey, South Jersey studs, and even back then Eastern Pennsylvania studs came through there.
Wow, yeah, I was reading. It's just it seemed like a family business, right? Dad was a New Jersey State champ. You were two-time state champ. But you had to get that second one just to be like, yeah, show
I
him
didn't
up,
I
right?
didn't have I didn't have a choice. I grew up, I was going to practices. We used to run the recreation practices out of a firehouse, and we have to roll the mats out, roll them back up, put them under the stage, and yeah. So since I was four, I stepped on the mat, and I didn't have a choice. My goal always, and I guess I should have had higher goals, but was always to get that second state title, was just to one up that a little bit.
Is there any other brothers and sisters?
I have three sisters. None of them did a winter sport. They were all wrestling managers their entire high school, middle school career.
Man, that's awesome. So, and New Jersey, there's just one state champ, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's only one class. I believe it's still just us, California. Um, there might be a couple others, but yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult and challenging for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I hear there's like 700 kids going through that thing or something. It's got to be enormous. Well, so obviously your wrestling life, your lore, family business, you get into the wrecking club or the wrecking crew, and is that? I know we'll get into this new app you've got and these big things you're doing, but is the wrecking club still your home? Are you still coaching weekly there? Is that still your place, or are you totally 100% in on this app now?
Yeah, no, I'm still running practices at Wrecking Crew. Um, yeah, so obviously since COVID happened, we shut down for we had just started our spring session. So we run in seasonal sessions. So we just started our spring session, and it was great. We don't have the largest space, but it was there was a bunch of guys out for the spring session. After the second practice, we had to shut down, and then soon after, we were, I guess, past Memorial Day. They gave us the okay to work out outside, and I've been running, you know, basically workout sessions outside, non-contact, just conditioning, strength and conditioning, type of workouts, wrestling specific, but
And just doing maybe some mindset stuff with the kids.
yeah, just get them a little tougher,
I
put them through the
clicked a
grind.
group.
And
I clicked a group to share by mistake, and he's a great guy, but it's a girls group, and he reached out the other day, and he's like, "Hey, just ladies, just post your lady videos." And but I get listening to you and watching you and clicking down. And I just clicked you, clicked it, and I just texted. I'm like, "Yo, man, my bad, just
yeah,
delete it."
no worries, no worries.
Don't get mad
That's
at
what,
me.
that's what you get for being on live, right? There's things that can happen.
Yeah, yeah, because I want to watch, and I always at the beginning I share everything. So, man, that's awesome. So the Wrecking Crew's been on, man. So 93. So that's 27 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's so, um, so I own a CrossFit gym as well. So that's my main gig, and we run wrestling practices right out of a CrossFit gym. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the style of training that wrestlers do and what we do at CrossFit. So it's a good blend.
Is your dad still involved?
Not so much. He stayed on as a referee. He reffed for I want to say 25, 30 years, and he stayed on as a referee for a period of time. But I have a son that's going to turn 3. I have a daughter that's 6, and they're doing the same thing I did, is growing up on the mats, and he's ready to start working with my son Miles.
So he'll be private coach. Well,
Yeah.
so no, where did this? So let's talk about your new app, man. Pretty cool stuff there. I know I mean, even as a dad, there's been times where I videotape my son and then I'm like pausing and rewinding and pausing, rewinding just to try to show him something.
Right.
And he's like, "Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. Just send it to me. I'll have my coach look at it." I'm like, okay. So I was watching your stuff and it's pretty cool. You can like put a green dot, you can circle, you can show stuff. But you know, where did my Reevuu come from?
Yeah, so I still work individually with a lot of guys. I still run the club, but I work one-on-one with a lot of guys, and they would go to these tournaments on the weekends, and they'd send me 10 YouTube links, and I'd have 10 YouTube videos. And lucky for me, I had some good guys, so they weren't all full matches, but some of them were. And what I felt was I wasn't providing a very good end product for the athlete to really see what they're doing wrong or right, and where they need to fix it, and anything for them to revisit later on down the road. So I started talking with my co-founder, and he has some background in app development. And we came up with this idea to build a platform that really makes receiving video, reviewing video, providing feedback, and then delivery such a seamless process. So, I think back, and I was getting 10 texts from every time the kid started action to when he went out of bounds. And sometimes those texts came in out of order. So I'm like trying to put it together. And it just didn't make sense. There had to be an easier way. I think about things on the Shark Tank when there's like, oh, there's got to be an easier way. And this was the easier way. And I created it. And what the athlete receives as an end product is unreal. And they can go back and revisit it. And even if I'm a coach and the kids are at a tournament over the weekend, I'm not there, they can send me the match directly right after it happened, and I can break it down.
It's all one video.
Yeah, all one video.
So you were talking about, because I do that. Like last year was really the only off season I ever had in wrestling. So I would take video or pictures, but it would be like, separate. And then I would send it to the coach and I'd be like, hey, look what he's doing. So I can take several pictures or several small videos, and then I can put it into one video into that, and then send it to you or share it with you. And then it kind of comes as one package, right?
Yeah, you just shoot it directly to the coach. So the way we have it set up is coaches will invite their athletes onto the platform. The athletes sign up for free. The athletes can then submit their videos directly to the coach, and the coach can review it, send it back. Coach also has like a content feed that they can share any techniques, any drills, you name it, highlights, anything they want the athletes to see. They can do it right through the app, and it's. I'm not just saying it because I created it. I created it for wrestling, but over time, we found that every sport is looking for something like this. Every sport is looking for, or all coaches are looking for something where they can individually break down film and send it back to the athletes.
So, I'm a coach, I've got a club or a high school team, and you tell me I got this great app where you can break down what's the value to me? Why do I want this app? how's it going to make my life easier with my kids? And is it cost effective?
Yeah, so our pricing structure, what we're running a Kickstarter right now, we're about 90% done. So you see the picture that you have up is a picture of our actual app while I was doing the review. Yeah, but we're 90% done making some slight changes. And what it does is just makes the video review process pretty seamless. And you can do it on your own whenever you want to, from your couch, from outside of practice, wherever you find the time to do it, you can review at any time and submit it back to the athlete. And as long as the athlete values that feedback and they're going to put it into practice, then they're going to improve from that. And it makes the coach's life a lot easier because you're not digesting 10 text messages or even recently, I have a kid that wrestles for a team that puts their whole dual meet on YouTube, and I have to go to 1 hour and 4 minutes to find his match, and then watch it from 1 hour and 4 minutes to whatever 1 hour and 11 minutes, and it's just not ideal. It's not an ideal process, and this makes life much simpler.
So I have a team, and I'm doing this with you. I don't coach, people know that, but just so the coach is going to get. So I have a high school team, and my parents love to videotape, or I have a guy that you pass around. I'm sure they pass around the iPad. That's the guy that takes the video. Every time he's on an iPad, every time he records a match, he just uploads that right into the review bucket that says, I'm guessing you can have different buckets. You can say dual one verse, whatever, and then we can upload everything right into there. And then, the coach can essentially on Sunday review all that.
Yeah. So coaches can upload videos themselves. So if they have the videos, if your athletes are competing somewhere else and they have the videos, athletes can submit videos, coaches can submit videos, and they can review either of them. And then it doesn't have to be match video. If you have a guy that's at practice and he's working on certain technique, but he just can't get it, and mom or dad shoots a quick video, shoots it over to the coach, like what's he doing right or wrong, and whenever the coach gets to it, they can send it back and fix it.
All right. So and that's kind of the personal training aspect, makes it more accessible to train the athlete, not just on the mat, but you can design some stuff. You can put some notes, I'm guessing, right? When you circle something, you can put some notes in there, like your elbows are too far out, tuck them in, your arms not, you didn't duck here, right? And then you can send it.
One of the cool features is, and one of the features that most of our coaches really like because of ease of use, is so as I'm watching the match, and I circle a certain, say his foot is out of position or his head's out of position, and I circle it, I can just speak just like we're talking right now directly into the phone, and I can coach the athlete through that position.
Oh, so you could essentially circle the elbows and be like, hey, you see here where your elbow was out? That's how they were able to grab you. You need
Exactly.
to duck this way, and then he would have went there. Aha.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's our text comment feature is time stamped. So if there's any point that you really want to drive home or elaborate on, you can just click on that time in the video, and it'll take you directly to that. As an athlete, as you're watching it play back, you can click directly on that timestamp, and it'll take you to that part of the video. So if you're looking to focus on certain areas, you don't have to watch the whole video over again to see it, or to really see your mistakes or fix it.
Now I saw, now that's for a team, but then there's an area where you said it provides monetary opportunity for coaches. I'm guessing that's more of your club coach or your one-on-one coach or your private coach to kind of make some extra money on the side.
Exactly. Yeah. So they have the ability to charge for their video reviews or charge for their service on review. like I said, it's about an $8. I don't even know if I said that, but it's about an $8 a month fee. We're offering it right now in our Kickstarter campaign for $99. There's a couple other options in there, but yeah, so basically the coaches can choose to charge or not charge. So a high school coach probably won't charge for, for video review. Some club coaches won't charge for video review, but some of our high level athletes that are looking for a way to earn additional income, some of the guys that we had on the platform, the Jordan Olivers and Nathan Tomasellos, those guys might be training kids privately and be able to charge a fee and make a little extra money, taking advantage of what they do best, and that's wrestle and coach.
Yeah, it's I know for me, I've been storing stuff in YouTube for however long. And I'm sure people will still continue to have a place where they save their kids' videos. But
Yeah.
this is just a cool spot. Now, when a coach breaks down a video and sends it back, or I guess hits save and sends it back, is there a way that does the kid or the parent have to go into the app and they can only access it there, or can they then download it to their phone so that they have it permanently, or can they only access it through the app?
So both. They can actually export it to any sort of file that they'd like to. They can even share it to Facebook or share it to wherever they'd like to, and they can save it right to their phone. But it's mostly accessible, or it's accessible immediately right in the app. So you'll get a push notification that says, Coach Dave has submitted his video back to you. Check it out. You have a review ready.
Yeah, because I think for the athlete and maybe even the coach, saving some of that stuff is valuable, because I can't imagine it's going to be the first kid that ever slips or falls or the head goes the wrong way, right?
Right.
I got to imagine there'll be many more times you have to say, "Hey, look, Johnny just did this. Let me show you." And
Yeah. So the coach can share any of the reviews done to their feed to show their kids, like, hey, this is the mistake we're seeing. We're going to be working on this practice this week. Take a look at it and listen to me break it down.
so man, there's a lot to do, man. It seems hard to upload all that stuff. What's the process? Is it hard, or is it?
It's like I said, I think I was solving my own problem, right? So I had a problem. I had too many videos. I had reviewed too many videos. It takes a long time to review a video where you're taking handwritten notes and referencing certain times in the match. So I made it as simple as possible. You upload, you send to your coach. Coach receives it. Whenever coach gets around to reviewing the video, he does it, sends it back. It's automatic. It's simple.
Oh, cool. So if I'm a coach or a parent coach or a kid, and I want to say, no, it takes too long, I'm not going to go through that shit, it really doesn't. It's just
Yeah.
a pretty simple process. Break it down, talk to it, send it back to your kids. Probably a pretty good way to give your kid your athlete homework over the weekend. Listen to some videos I broke down of your match this weekend or on Thursday. Pretty cool stuff. So first of all, talk a little bit. You have some pricing plans, right? And talk how they work. I know you initially had one process, but you've kind of evolved through process of elimination, learning, going, okay, well, we stepped in shit there. Let's not do that. This works better. Let's go here. And you kind of come and you've narrowed it down to myreevuu.com. What kind of pricing plans are you? And then talk about the coaches, because you've got some pretty high level coaches that you can actually pay to have break down your matches, right?
Yeah. So in this next, let's say month and a half, we're going to be transitioning to a bit of a new platform where it's a coach's platform, and our website was myreevuu.com. It's now reevuuapp.com, spelled the same. but it is, we're offering the service for coaches to use. So these coaches that we've had prior and the big names, they may decide to continue to use it, and kids can access them. Um, but it'd be based off of those guys inviting the kids to the platform. So what we're offering right now is a coaching tool. Like you said, we realized that this all our feedback was positive from coaches and high level athletes. Said they love it. Um, we had a standard pricing structure where we were paying the high level coaches X amount of dollars. Now they get to choose, they get to determine their price. So what is it worth their time to review the videos? So they'll get to determine that. But basically, it's for your club coaches, your private coaches, and high school coaches, even college coaches that work with certain weight classes. I remember back in college, this is going a little bit far back, but you had certain weight class coaches where a couple, one guy concentrated on 49, 57, 65. Other guys were 84, 97 heavyweight. So even there it could help, and but our pricing structure is it's right now we have that Kickstarter campaign going. So early backers of our process is going to push us through the end, and it's $99, which is roughly $8 a month. And you're not going to find
It's $99 a year, right?
for annual plan. Once we get
What
our
do I get
first,
with that?
what's that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. There was a delay. My bad. Go ahead.
Well, once we get our first 500 coaches on, it's going to jump to $199. So, looking for, especially the wrestling community, just because it was built for, anybody who's watching, anybody that's involved in the sport, even dads that, are kind of coach dads, they can use it as well for their sons and daughters now. Can't be too far out of touch. I have a 6-year-old that's hitting single legs at practice. So, yeah, sons and daughters, and break down their video even between tournament matches. Or, I know some guys. There's a guy named Pete DePaul who's a Jersey guy that's out in Iowa, and he just sent his son to Tennessee, and he's like, "I'm going to use this in your club. I'm going to use it for my son." So anybody like that's really trying to help the kids that they're working with, which is most of us.
His son is really good too. He's at private prep school in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the show. It was fun talking to him out
Yeah,
there.
so he used to coach Camden Catholic, and that's about right after I got out of high school. So he was a Camden Catholic coach.
Very cool. Oh, man, so this is pretty cool. I love the idea. I know it's good. How can we get this out there? How can we get coaches to access it? How can we get this in all the high school rooms, club rooms? I think it's great for coaches to have a convenient way to break down tape.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing it, so whether you're doing it inconveniently or conveniently, that's really the question. And, what we created was just the easiest process to make it as easy as possible for coaches. Like on average, so we had anywhere from middle school to high school kids submitting matches, which are 4.5 minutes to 6 minutes to 8 minutes plus. And on average, a good review was being returned in about 15, 20 minutes, give or take. And, for you to be able to knock that out with a really solid product at the end for the kid to really know what they did right or wrong. I think it's invaluable, but then again, I created it. So
Awesome. I love it. All right, you ready for the 10 questions?
sure.
I know you got a call to go to, so
Yeah.
we'll get through this. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention about the app that maybe we didn't touch on?
Oh no, I mean, I guess the beginning was what cued us to know that it was worth something. We sent an email out to about 2,000 coaches across the country, and the United States wrestling team got back to us, and we just took it and we flew to Colorado Springs and sat down with the head coach, Bill Zadek, and the head Greco coach, and that's when we knew we had something. So now it's our job to get it out to the teams and the coaches and everybody that can use it, and that's what we're working on daily. So
Nice. And is it used by the USOC and the USA coaches and those guys that you went and talked to?
not yet,
So you're
but
working on it.
yeah, we'll be working on it.
Those would have been the guys to give it to free, right?
Yeah, no, that's what we were trying to work on.
Here, you can have it for free. All right, Jersey Shore or AC?
So in my younger days, I would say AC, but I'm a Cape May guy now. Turned on to that by my wife, so I can't take any credit. I'd probably be still an AC.
All right, I think I did this wrong, but Taylor ham or pork roll? Because every time I would say pork roll or something else, someone would say, well, no, I don't like the pork roll. I like the Taylor ham. Is it the same? Isn't it one and the same? Or is there two different meats for the pork roll? And it depends on which side of Jersey you're on.
There's a fine line. Goes straight across the center of the state from Trenton to probably like Point Pleasant. And I actually listened to your interview with Joe Dubuque. I grew up with Joe Dubuque. We won states together, and went to college, same time. And he's a Taylor ham guy and pork roll. So
Yeah, he's like Taylor ham for sure.
yeah,
He's got his little guy wrestling, huh? Like I
Yeah.
said something to him, and he's like, I'm like, man, you must coach me. He goes, no, my wife coaches him. And I'm like, oh, very cool.
yeah, he's not far from me. So Chase is he's very athletic.
That's cool. And then
He's gonna be good.
the head coach, Coach Ayers, his daughter's a beast, huh?
Yeah, I think she's two-time state champ.
Oh, that's it. And she's only in ninth grade, right? Or 10th grade or something. Steak and cheese or Italian hoagie?
Oh man, I'd have to go steak and cheese. I gave up eating unhealthy for a while ago.
Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Italian dog or Rippers?
Oh, I don't even know what to answer. That might be a North Jersey thing. I don't know.
Tomato pie or New York pizza?
I like tomato pie.
Six Flags or the Steel Pier?
I grew up in a small farm town called Southampton, which was right down, I guess, not the street, but close enough to Six Flags. So I grew up going there.
Oh, that's fun. Sloppy Joe or the Fat Sandwich?
Oh, the fat sandwich brings back bad memories. I go sloppy joes. That fat sandwich. You stay away from that thing.
Maybe a night of drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Adventure Aquarium or the Cape May Zoo?
So now we're getting to my area. So I'll go just because I have kids that drag me there at least once a summer. Cape May Zoo.
All right. Pierogies or empanadas?
I'm not Italian, but I'll go with pierogies. Even if I don't even know if they're Italian.
Well, when we stayed in Philly, man, we were getting them a lot. They were good. Boardwalk or Casino Pier?
Boardwalk.
So you're on the Philly side of Jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm about 11 miles from Philadelphia. So
Oh, wow, I love that town. That's a great city.
Yeah, it's a. I haven't been since this whole mess, but it's. I know they're struggling because they haven't got the indoor dining go ahead, and but that should be hopefully soon.
So you go with whiz or without?
Yeah, with Wiz.
Yeah. That's got to suck for Philly because, man,
There's not much
I would
area.
say per square feet, it's the best food in the country.
Yeah, it's good.
Per
It's a
square
good
feet.
city.
Obviously, New York, Boston, Chicago. I mean, these are enormous cities. San Francisco, but per square feet, man, uh, it's got to have the. I mean, that market, whatever Reading Street Market, man,
Yeah,
spend
terminal.
you could spend hours in that place.
Yeah, and then even just like right around there, like it's there's some good options there.
Yeah, I mean, well, when my wife was in school up there, we were like in our mid 20s or something. So the place to go was the Dave and Buster's on the river there.
Yeah,
Is it still there?
yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
20.
know if it's still open, but especially after this, but I don't know.
Man, it's a long time ago. We had a lot of fun there. We used to go down to.
Morgan Spear, you go there?
What'd you say?
Morgan Spear right there. That's right next to it. It's pretty
Oh,
nice outdoor bar area.
well, no, I don't know. I mean, 20 years ago,
Yeah,
it
it
was
might not.
all, yeah, it was all kind of warehouse district, and then they opened up Dave and Buster's, and that was like the place to be. And oh, we go to South Street, Broad Street. Of course, Little Italy is awesome in Philly, and then
Yeah.
it's pretty cool that you're coming down like Broad Street, and then all of a sudden you see like Chinatown arches. You're like, oh,
Where am I?
yeah, the hell just happened? Yeah, but yeah, man, great town, and man, a lot of good colleges down there too. So it's fun. I used to hit the old vet.
Yeah.
It's a good town. My grandma was from Philadelphia originally, so she raised us loving the Eagles. So
Yeah. Nice.
I think she's finally resting in peace now. When the Eagles won it all, she was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
My wife's family's from Northeast Philly. They're all up there. They're still up there.
I know why those people are fat in Philly because I got fat in Philly, man. The food is good. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on, and that's a pretty cool damn thing you got going there.
Thanks.
Man, I'd love to talk to you off the air about it. Maybe we can do something together. I can help you out or whatever. Try to market it through my
Yeah,
site.
that'd be great.
Either way, well, hit me up. My cell's 407-414-1137. So just shoot me a text, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man.
Hey, man, keep kicking life's ass, my brother, and I look forward to finally getting to meet you one day.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Take care.